Looks like I'm online. Who knows? We'll see. Okay. Should be. So, I'm in my, whatever you want to call it, new apartment. Yeah, still pretty much down the basement on things. The view is pretty good, but yeah. And, a lot of work moving things and all that, right? And it's pretty much a mess still. And I don't know, still need to move some stuff for sure. But it's moving in the right direction. Need to be out not long. Anyway, so I've been over. Just thinking about stuff. I was trying to call this guy, this papist, Fager, Joe, in the US, I think it is, but first time the secretary just, I thought she would put me through, but apparently it was a dead end, and tried calling yesterday again. I think I got the same woman, but she was like, "Oh, okay," and then she hang up. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm looking for Joe. Oh, okay. And then she hang up and tried calling again, and they didn't want to pick up the phone. I don't know what happened with the mobile here. I guess the old mobile phone here, and as long as it's recording and sending, yeah, it's old phone. Or maybe I should maybe that will help. I guess also because it's probably downloading from the other one. Oh, the connection is apparently not so good here, apparently, at the place I am, although that makes, I guess, sense because there's not that many mobile things in the area, which actually, is a good thing. So not that much radiation out here. So, if I close, I'm not sure if I close that, does it close the whole thing? I don't know. Hopefully not. Maybe it does. In any case, maybe we can do it like this. Maybe that will be more secure or whatever. Oh, let's put it into another. So yeah, I called up. And apparently they didn't want to talk to me. Well, of course, not a surprise. In regards to being Roman Catholics and all that. Oh, give me a break with it has a lot of problems apparently. So, it's just this new thing I have here. It just feels so small. I don't have a problem with it being smaller if it was, you know. But yeah, you think about it. This is actually, if you wanted to stay here, this is the double the amount of what I paid before. Over double the amount. And I would prefer the other place. Yeah, and the toilet sucks as well. It's too close to the wall. And these living quarters just seems they're smaller as far as I can. And they're small, there's not that high to the ceiling either. So it also, in that sense, feels smaller. Although I guess you don't really use the height that much, but anyway, so I guess that's not a negative thing, but it does seems more claustrophobic, you know. Um, yeah, it feels smaller. And again, it's not a problem with, you know, being smaller, but you know, thinking about that, you need to pay the double the amount for this. You know, it's still a lot less than others pay for their things, but still, you know, why does it need to be so expensive? You know, how are people going to have the resources to try to, you know, get health things, you know, trying to get their health up and running again when they're getting drained of resources from just living a place, you know? It's just, oh well, the whole thing is made so disgustingly, um, to just, you know, keep you just not totally drowning, but just, you know, at the point of drowning all the time, right? And then, of course, you can go to the Inquisition, the Roman medical mafia, you know, and try to get some help where they can probably make more issues against you because this world is diabolical. And of course, you know, we don't have equal right to actually go to natural doctors, you know, not these murderers unlicensed that just want to inject their vaccine bullshit, disgusting depravity into your body, or put mycotoxins into you with, you know, so-called antibiotic, which makes you have fungal infection and ruin you even further, you know, and kill you, make you feel miserable, and fill you up with psychotropic bullshit as well to mess up your mind because you might not be so happy because, you know, actually a natural reaction to all the foolish things that is going around. But here, you know, let's fill you up with some psychotropic drugs as well, and you know, mess up your head. And yeah, what a disgusting, depraved world. And let's just keep all these Roman festivals, right? The whole population is full of bullshitters, liars and deceivers, stinking depravity, and people don't seem to care at all. They don't care about the truth, just running their own way. I'm sick and tired of it. Well, anyway, I tried this health, you know, health thing over against fungal infection and all that. I have 3 bottles of empty those. Well, the thyme does make me more miserable than than usual, but it does seem to do something. So, um, I've been eating a lot of thyme lately, and well, yeah, I'm just boggled down negatively in the basement. Not really seeing any point to. Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, I've learned a lot of things, but yeah. You find out that there's a lot of bullshit around. That's for sure. Ah, you know, it could be a lot worse. You know, you could have been murdered by some of these vaccines, right? Could have taken that bullshit, you know. So at least didn't get that way, in that direction. What a waste, you know. What a waste. Yeah. I don't know what the noises are in this, you know, apartment. I guess there's a good amount of noises as well at home, but that's mostly because of all those hand workers now. It was actually pretty good after they exchanged, you know, people living there. Well, it's actually become pretty nice, you know. Not too, you know, not too much noise, really. Some pretty good neighbors I got, you know, from that. But of course, that was only for a time until moving, right? So who knows what I'm going to end up with here. Anyway, so it's nice, at least a little thing to sit at. So yeah, so the false prophet. I was, trying to get more information on this image, trying to send it out to multiple email accounts in Denmark. And the next step is to seek out some German sources as well. As I understand it, this is a picture of Augsburg, although written a little differently than. So if I can find a university or some kind of thing close to Augsburg, they might know something about it. Or maybe not, of course the war, World War One and World War Two, I don't know how much, how many things survived and all that, who knows. Anyway. But that is actually a very interesting image, because that image was probably written in the 16th century, or drawn in the 16th century. Close to the Council of Trent, because that's where the Roman Catholic papist documentary guy apparently put the image close to the Council of Trent and tells you that the reformers, were afraid of the Jesuits, and they even depicted them, and then they show this image, which for me is a very surprise, because I found out, you can find Ignatius Loyola with this specific Jesuit hat on, and his companions as well, it seems, have this. Because I thought it actually was only the novices that had the hat on. I think Eric Phelps said that in one of his lectures, but maybe, I think he, it seems he was wrong on that account. At least it seems like, both you can both find Ignatius Loyola. Now we have a problem in regards with the video thing here. But it seems like you can find Ignatius Loyola with this specific hat. And or Inigo, or Loyola, which also is interesting how it is spelled. I think I would spell it differently, but anyway, it depends on how you actually say it correctly. Loyola. I would probably still use a J for that. Loyola. Anyway, now we can see the images. Of course, DuckDuckGo apparently is also messing with the search results now. So they are as depraved as any other, apparently. It's all depraved. It's all, it's everything is pretty much controlled on the internet these days. Apparently it's not possible to... like the good old days. So, Inigo Loyola hat. Let's see if we can find a hat. And there we go. As you can see, this is the first general of the Jesuit, and he clearly has a hat on. Here he has, I don't know if maybe that's another, or maybe it's the same. Anyway, he has the hat on. So this is, the first one. The interesting thing is that apparently someone in the 16th century already understood the Jesuits to be the false prophet. With two horns and all that, lamb-like. They show this on the image. So I'm thinking, the SDA, right? They will say that the false prophet is American and all that. They will even, say it's not lamb-like, it's actually a bison and all that, all this nonsense. But I'm thinking, if we already had Protestants in the 16th century knowing that, or pointing out that the Jesuits were the false prophet, who and where, why did that information get lost? What, if people were already on the track on those things, how is it that we, I never heard about it. The first guy, I remember reading in regards of this, and I was like, and then I was listening to Eric Phelps, and while he was, I've been reading a lot of the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, and while he put out the history of the Jesuit and Inigo, Ignatius Loyola, it just fitted like, I was like, oh, that sounds like the false prophet, the first beast giving the power to the second beast and all that. It was like, a hand in a glove, I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I don't know if this other guy that also where I first saw where he were talking about that the Earth Beast were the Jesuits. I don't know if that guy have read any material from the past, but the guy banned me, so I can't really talk to him and ask him if he actually have any sources from the past that talks about the Earth Beast actually being the Jesuits. Although he didn't go into some false things in regards of it as well. So there's a lot of false things he actually end up going into. He goes into the trumpets and all that having been fulfilled and all that. How is the trumpets ever going to be fulfilled yet? Anyone saying that the trumpets have been fulfilled is how can they be anything else than wrong? It doesn't make any sense. Anyone going into the trumpets having been blown, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Because that's after the tribulation. And I think most people, most Christians would accept that the tribulation is something yet future. Most people, whether they believe this or that or all that, do realize that the tribulation is future. Well, if the tribulation is future, then the trumpets cannot have been blown yet, because the tribulation is before the trumpet blown. So, anyway, I can't remember all the things. I have to reread the Book of Revelation a couple of times again and again. And that's usually also very nice, because then you're going to the direct foundation in some sense. But yeah, I just I don't understand this. People are also very very yeah, I don't know. If you don't accept that you need. Oh, why is that great thing? People don't accept if you don't believe. If you're not a King James Version onlynist either, which is also another. You gotta be kidding. So you're telling me that I couldn't be a Christian brother if I have another view in regards of the King James Version? You gotta be kidding me. Um, and of course we don't all read English, right? And we have the Lamb, of course, the Lamb in regards of Christ and all that, right? And then we have. So, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from the heaven. These are the trumpet blow. So here we have. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about a space of half an hour. So this is the seventh seal being broken, right? But this is after the tribulation. But you have the tribulation as the sixth seal, if I recall correctly. Let's see here. If I recall correctly. Yeah. And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of the great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore are they before the throne of God, and that serve him day and night in his temple, and he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and they shall lead them unto living fountains of waters, and God shall wipe away all their tears from their eyes. So this is the sixth seal, where you have all the Christians being killed, and where the 144,000 Israelites are chosen. And this is yet future. How can you say this is, and if you can agree that the sixth seal is still future, well, then we are not past the sixth seal, right? That I was trying to figure out, where are we in this time scale, and we're not past the sixth seal. That's some believe that the four horsemen have been released, and so that would mean that we would be in the fifth seal. If that's the case, we would be in the fifth seal, where we already have Christians killed in the fifth seal. So Christians are there in the fifth seal, having been killed and so forward, and they are told that there will be more of their brothers that will be killed. That happens in the sixth seal. Really help, in regards to what does these chapters really help us with, right? It would be better, I think, to actually take the words in themselves and just make them a little bigger in regards of where there are some kind of instead of inserting these. But anyway, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. So here we go with the seven angels, and they begin to fix the trumpets and all that. And you have, I think it's the sixth trumpet, you have the seven thunders and all that. And so here we see the judgment over the world. All that the trumpets has been fulfilled, and there are different ideas and theories and all that, but I just some well, I guess a lot of them are just nonsense. So here we have the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fell down and all that. The things shall begin to sound. The mystery of God shall be finished, as yet things in regards to what we have written. So, and go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel was standing upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he gets the book and he eats it and all that, and he's told, You shall again, prophesy. So what would he prophesy about? Well, of course, he would prophesy about the thunders, those thunders that hasn't been revealed in the book of Revelation. He will be there at that point and prophesy about the thunders. So anyway, as far as I can realize. So, but yeah, but the false prophet, then of course the false prophet is talked about in somewhere. See if we can find it. Oh, there we go. I see here. It's moving. And it has the gloves, or what do you call it, the claws of a bear, and it has the body as a leopard, and we know it's Roman and all that. Okay, he has feet as a bear and all that, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Of course, it has 7 heads. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And of course, that is the papacy, which is, that's the beast. And we get some details on the first beast. So we have in regards of 42 months and all that. Now again, these things in regards of 42 months and 3.5 years and all that, again, it might not be the same things. Even if it's the same time direction, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's talking about the same thing, okay? I have to be careful and discern and grow in understanding. Because one of the places where you have 1,260 days told is in the 6th trumpet, if I recall. And that can't be years. This is at the end of all these trumpets and all that. So that would be literally days, not years. So anyway, as far as I can gather, so when you collect all these places in regards of these times and all that, you have to be careful, because it doesn't mean it's the same things and something, anyway. So let's see here. So here we have something in regards of the second beast, right? And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. Well, actually, I think it probably, it's a beast looking like a lamb having 2 horns. I mean, that would probably be better, because it's sometimes you would say, well, it's a beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns. Like a lamb. It's the beast that is like a lamb. It's not just the horns that is, lamb-like. No. It's the beast that looks like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So, I don't know if it could be translated better. I think it probably could, but I think we have some Aramaic, right, as well in regards to this, but I don't know if we have, but the thing is, we usually get the characteristic of a beast, and I was actually fooled in regards to this, of the SDA. Of course, they will say it's a bison, No, it's a lamb-like beast. And I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns, like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. It's the beast that is looking like a lamb, yet speaks like a dragon. Anyway, it looks like a lamb, it looks Christian, yet it speaks like the devil, okay? Deceptive, lying, and full of bullshit. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Now, who does that? Who does that? I thought the Jesuits were part of the first beast. But when I was reading or listening to the history of Ignatius Loyola, I realized that the Jesuits might actually be the false prophet. Now, in regards to the 2 horns, I still have some problems in regards to that. It might be the 2 Freemason powers that is being used, one in Europe and the other in North America. As far as I understand it, we have the 39 level degree of Freemasonry, and then you have 2 level 38, and 138 in North America, 138 in Europe. That information comes from a bishop who himself was a 37 degree Freemason and a 4th degree Knight of Columbus, I think. Anyway, and a bishop in the Roman Catholic Maniac Institution, having been working in the Vatican. Anyway, he's dead now. Anyway, and he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So this beast has to be some power that, uses the authority of the first beast in his presence and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. Now, who's doing that? Who is the power that was set out to conquer the whole world for the poop and make the whole world worship him, and who is still working to this very day? Well, the Jesuits. Anyway, whose deadly wound was healed. Now, and then again, it's interesting. And then it's interesting to find a picture of from the sixth century, that depicts the false prophet as the Jesuit general puking out or spewing out Jesuits, And he does great signs so that he even makes fire come down from the heaven on the earth before men. Well, in regards of spiritual signs and wonders, there's a lot of, disgusting bullshit being done, and to lead Roman Catholics astray, and it's pretty disgusting to talk to some of these people, because you can see how they twist. They're not honest in their, whatever agents they are or whatever, they're not honest. They're pushing Roman Catholic, bullshit, and how you can be so depraved, so you just willingly, even in the front of truth, actually continue to push all this garbage is really beyond me. How people can be like that. But clearly people are like that. And clearly there's a lot of people like that. It's very wicked. Apparently I haven't gotten any new things, but yeah. And they will try, to slick talk you and get you this and that, and it's disgusting. And maybe also a waste of time to talk to these people. It's just disgusting. And they will try whatever they can, and to try to mislead you with utter nonsense. So you do find out that there's absolutely people and powers in the world that is so disgustingly evil that they will do whatever they can to mislead you and fill you with garbage. So, I don't know. Where was I? I don't know. Can't remember. Oh well. Oops, that's not true either. So I found this image from the 16th century depicting the false prophet as the Jesuit general, and spewing out Jesuits over the town of Augsburg, which was very interesting. I don't know how much. It seems like I actually have a pretty good view on the heaven. It was really blue, and then you have some of these airplanes coming around, and now it seems like it's smoked out or whatever it's called. Disgustingly whitish. There's that. It was pretty good weather, but we can't have that, right? So let's have some farting planes and okay. And he leads astray those dwelling on the earth because of those signs which he had given to do before the beast, saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword yet lived. Now some will say that this image is the United Nations and all that. I think that's another fallacy. I don't know what the SDA believes. I was thinking maybe they also promotes this United Nations. I'm not sure, but I heard Jörg promote this at least, and I think that's nonsense. The image is just an image of the whoever is in the seat of the office of the papacy at that point when this happens, and this is yet future. And he leads astray those dwelling on the earth because of those signs which he has given to do before the beast, saying to those dwelling on the earth to make an image to the beast, who was wounded by the sword, yet lived. Now, we already have like a precursor to this, where you see the Pope, statues and whatever, and people doing their thing and bowing and kneeling and all that nonsense in front of the image. And there was given to him to give spirit to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast. So we have an image of the beast, and of course it also is made to talk, right? That the beast should both speak and cause to be killed as many as would not worship the image of the beast. So we have the image being able to come alive in some way or another. We absolutely are getting technology that could make an image, speak, right? So that wouldn't be a surprise if that would be the way that it would be done, but we'll have to see, But we already have robots speaking and all that, and so we'll see. And it caused all, both small and great, and rich and poor, and free and slave, to be given a mark upon their right hand or upon their forehead. So we have a mark, and that no one should be able to buy or sell except he that has the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So here is the wisdom. He who has understanding, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And this 666 is also the number of the sun. S-U-N, the solar deity. You have the sun amulet. If you search on 666 amulet, the amulet of the sun, you will get I think it actually was an SDA video that also, where they had collected a lot of these things. It was actually pretty good. I just don't remember... But that was a lecture from someone going through a lot, and they also had this thing with it. But you use the amulet, the solar or sun, the sun amulet, and there was something that apparently the protective amulet or whatever, But it should the sun amulet. Let's see if we can find. Of course, there's probably also other, but. No, that was not the whole thing. We wanted with the number on it. No. Okay. Well, maybe we should be more specific then. I just 666. So let's try a little more specific. The sun amulet 666. Let's see the number of the... Yeah, there we go. The magic square. That was what it was called. The magic square. So this magic square, apparently you can find many symbols all around and all that. I don't know how many variants there is and all that. You can see a lot of alchemic symbols and all that. But anyway, the thing is, you have all these numbers and they become 666 when you have, what is it? Why am I thinking 111? I can't remember. But the thing is, the idea is that if you fix all the numbers. You have 666, and there was like a protective thing, whatever nonsense, right? In regards of. But yeah, you can search that for yourself. But anyway, sun worship everywhere. So, yeah. We also know from the past that some Christians absolutely believe that it was a 3.5 year period, and not a day for a year principle. But again, you have to recall that just because it's the same time, 1260 or 3.5 year and or 42 months and all that, even if it proclaims the same time, it doesn't mean it is the same thing. You just have to be careful, because if you see some of the places where the numbers are, it doesn't seem like it's the same. But again, I don't, but at least one of the places where the number, I think actually twice, it doesn't seem to be like a day for a year principle. It just seems to be 3.5 year, a period, and not like, because this is in the sixth trumpet. This is at the end time of judgment, on the world. But anyway, so 666, so the number of the beast, it's the first beast, the beast of the sea, is the number 666. And I looked and saw a lamb standing on the Mount Zion, and with him 140,000, having his father's name written upon their heads. Now 144,000, that could be those Israelites that is fixed on their foreheads, that was chosen, and he's standing on Mount Zion with 144,000. And I heard a voice out of the heaven, like the voice of many waters, and like the voice of loud thunder. And I heard the sound of harpists playing the harps. And they sang a renewed song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders. And no one was able to learn the song except the 144,000 who were redeemed from the earth. They are those who were not defiled with women, for they are maidens. They are those following the Lamb forever. He leads them on. They were redeemed from among men, being first fruit to God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no falsehood, for they are blameless before the throne of God. And I saw another messenger flying in mid-heaven, holding the everlasting good news to announce to those dwelling on the earth, even to every nation and tribe and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God and give esteem to him, because the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made the heaven and the earth and the sea and the fountains of water. Now, of course, this is this is a second view of the time. So you have one time where it goes through the history, with the seven seals and seven trumpets, and and the sixth trumpet having seven thunders and all that. But then after that, it seems to restart the story again, and it will restart from another angle of viewpoint. So here we have a good one of these appointments saying with a loud voice, Fear God and give esteem to him, because the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made the heavens and the earth and the sea and the fountains of water. Now the question is in regards of the hour of his judgment has come. Would that be the seven shofars? What is it called? The trumpets? Yeah, there we go. So would that be in regard to the beginning of the seven trumpets? Because the seven trumpets seems to be during the judgment, right? We have had the great tribulation. People have been killed in the sixth seal, right? Was that the sixth seal? I think it was or was the fifth seal? Yeah, no, it's the sixth seal. Okay. So we have had the tribulation in the sixth seal, right? Then we have the seventh seal, and the seventh seal leads up to the trumpets. So here we have what would probably be the judgment of God, starting at the first trumpet, and having the seven trumpets in total, including the seven thunders. That is in because the seven trumpet is the end of all things, right? That's the end. Then it's done, right? And we also see the end of that story and the end of this story where we are in ending the same place with you know with some of the same things, earthquake and all that, and this and that. So that seems to be also again a place where we can find the timeline of both the stories, or both views. So saying with a loud voice, fear Elohim and esteem to him, because the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made the heavens and the earth and sea and fountains of water. So of his judgment, because the hour, the time of his judgment has come. So that I think would be the beginning of the trumpets. But anyway, I would need to dig further into that. And another messenger followed, saying, Babel is fallen, that great city, because she has made all nations drunk of the wine of the wrath of her whoring. And the question is, how long is Rome going to survive? That's a good question, right? How long is that going to be? Is Rome going to be here until? I don't know. It's because Jesus told us that the tares would be collected together, right, and they would be burned, and then the wheat would be taken into his barn. So you would expect that the Roman Catholics will be burned at some point, collected together and burned first. And when would that happen? Would that happen at the Great Tribulation, or a lot of questions, right? And a third messenger followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worship the beast and his image and receives his mark upon his forehead. And again, I think at that point, the image would probably be standing in Jerusalem. I think the beast, or the Antichrist, will most likely sit in the temple of God, a new temple. And people will say, well, that's futurism. Well, there are prophecies talking about sacrifices. Well, if there's sacrifices, and if there's an ending of sacrifices, well, there has to be a temple to commit to sacrifices. Anyway, so and a third messenger followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives his mark upon his forehead or upon his hand, he also shall drink of the wine of wrath of God, which is poured out undiluted into the cup of his wrath. And he shall be tortured with fire and sulfur before the set-apart messengers ever and ever. And they have no rest or night, those worshipping the beast. And these are the people that are still alive. They have, tortures day and night, as far as I can understand, because I was like thinking that this was in regards of no, this is they will be tortured after they taking the mark and all that. They will have no rest day or night, those worshiping the beast and his image. Also, if anyone receives the mark of his name. So if you worship the beast or his image, the speaking idol, also, if anyone receives the mark of his name. So here's the endurance of the set-apart ones. Here are those guarding the commands of God and the belief of Yeshua. And on, yes, says the Spirit, in order that they rest from their labors and their works follow with them. And there we go in regards of works again, right? People say that, well, no, there's no work and all that. Of course, there's works. There's good works and bad works. There's the devil's work and there's God work. Those who here's the endurance of the holy ones. Here are those guarding the commands of God and the belief of Jehovah. Sorry, of Yeshua, Jesus. So the belief of Jesus and guarding the commandments of God. Keeping cloud and sitting on the cloud was one like the son of Adam, or the son of man, having on his head a golden crown. The trumpets come around. Does it already begin at that point? Because it does seem to, we have a lot of people dying, right? And again, Jesus talks about, the tares being burned up first, and then the wheat taking into his barn. So anyway, and the one sitting on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. What is it called when you harvested? Maybe, harvested. And another messenger came out of the dwelling place which is in the heaven, and he too held a sharp sickle. And another messenger came out from the slaughter place, having authority over the fire. And he cried with a loud cry to him having the sharp sickle, saying, Send your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the wine of the earth, because her grapes are ripe. So at least we have something in regards to the grapes. I don't know in regards to the first sickle, what it's going for. And the messenger thrust his sickle into the earth and gathered the wine of the earth and threw it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim. So here we have two harvestings. One messenger harvesting the first time, then harvesting a second time. Now, is that in regards of first, the bad fruit and then the good fruit, or I don't know, but apparently the second one is in regards of filling up, with the wine, right? There's something in regards of horses, right, to some place. So send your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the wine of the earth, because her grapes are ripe. And the messenger thrust his sickle into the earth and gathered the wine of the earth and threw it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. So this seems to be a thing that God is angry for the things of this second harvest. And here we go. And the winepress was trodden outside the city, and blood came out of the winepress up to the bridles of the horses for about 1,600 stadia, which I'm not entirely sure how much is, but it's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of blood, a lot of grape. 296 kilometers. That's a huge area. It's like 5 liter blood or something like that, maybe more in a human being. I don't know. Although of course I don't know if that would be equivalent to. But anyway, so here it seems like the second harvest. That is the wrath of God, right? That's. And I saw another sign of the heaven, great and marvelous, 7 messengers having the 7 last plagues, for the wrath of God was ended in them. So here we see the wrath of God. We see the first harvest, the second harvest, and then we go in this story to the 7 last plagues. So this viewpoint of things, the 7 last plagues. Are we then behind the trumpets, or how is? Because again, the ending seems to end at the same point. But there might be, we might need, put the puzzle pieces inside each other to make them fit, anyway. For the wrath of God was ended in them. Okay. So I guess it seems like the great tribulation, that will be where the first harvest and the second harvest might come. If I'm wrong, I'm just sitting here and speaking to myself, okay? So the first and second harvest might be in the sixth seal, right? And then we go to the wrath of God, where the trumpets are as well. And we also have these 7 last plagues. And I saw like a sea of glass mixed with fire, and those overcoming the beast and his image and his mark and the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, holding harps of God. What was in regards of? That was this in regards of thinking. That was in regards of when this come in regards of the you in worship of the beast and all that. Was that yeah, that's before that. Okay. So we already have the mark of the beast. So a lot of things are going on, for sure. And they sing the song of Moshe, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are your works, Yehovah El Shaddai, righteous and true are your ways, the sovereign of the set-apart ones, or the holy ones. Who shall not fear you, O Yehovah, and esteem your name, because you alone are kind? Because all nations shall come and worship before you, for your righteousness have been made manifest. And of course, that will be in regards to the 1,000-year reign. And after this I looked and saw the dwelling place of the tent of witness in the heaven was opened. And out of the dwelling place came the 7 messengers, having the 7 plagues, dressed in clean, bright linen, and having their chests girded with golden bands. Now, the problem, and the thing is, how is this working in regards of compared to the trumpets? Now, if the first and second harvest, with the words of Jesus, would be the tares and the wheat, and of course those grapes with being the wrath of God, so that's the second. So we don't see anything in regards to the first harvest, because that God doesn't seem to be wrath about that. But the second harvest seems to be, I don't know, it's just that seems to be something. So, and out of the dwelling place came the 7 messengers, having the 7 plagues, dressed in clean, bright linen, and having their chests girded with golden bands. And one of the 4 living creatures gave to the 7 messengers 7 golden bowls, or vials, filled with the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. And the dwelling place was filled with smoke from the esteem of of God, and from his power, and no one was able to enter the dwelling place until the 7 plagues of the 7 messengers were ended. Now again, how does that work out with the trumpet blows, And I heard a loud voice from the dwelling place saying to the 7 messengers, Go and pour out the bowls of the wrath of God on the earth. And the first went and poured out his bowl upon the earth, and evil and wicked sore came upon the men, those having the mark of the beast and those worshipping his image. And the second messenger poured out his bowl on the sea, and it became blood, as of a dead one, and every living creature in the sea died. And the third messenger poured out the bowl in the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the messenger of the waters saying, You are righteous, O Yehovah, the one who is, and who was, and who shall be, because you have judged these. Because they have shed the blood of the set-apart ones and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for they deserve it. And there we go with the because. Why is it that they are being judged? Because they have shed the blood of the holy ones and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for they deserve it. So that is the reason for the judgment. And So they have committed this huge butchering and slaughter, and that could be in the tribulation, where again you have the first harvest and the second harvest. And the fourth messenger poured out his bowl on the sun, and it was given to him to burn men with fire. And men were burned with great heat, and they blasphemed the name of God, who possessed authority over these plagues, and they did not repent to give him esteem. And the fifth, messenger poured out his bowl on the throne of the beast, and his reign became darkened, and they gnawed their tongues from pain. So here we see the beast is still in power at this point. And of course, this would be the first beast, poured out the bowl on the throne of the beast, and his reign, his kingdom became darkened, and they gnawed their tongues from pain. And they blasphemed the God of the heavens for their pains and their sores, and did not repent of their works. Again, here we go with the works. They are doing evil works. And the sixth messenger poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up in order to prepare the way of the sovereigns from the east. Which might be the good guys. I'm not entirely sure. Might be Jesus in regards of coming from the east. And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, because now they're collecting the whole world, right? So the sixth messenger poured out his bowl. So we must be close to the end, right? The end of the trumpets as well. So the sixth messenger poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up in order to prepare the way of the kings from the east. And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, that would be the devil, and out of the mouth of the beast, that's the first beast, the beast of the sea, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, 3 unclean spirits as frogs. So apparently 3 unclean frog spirits, as frogs. I don't know how that really why God uses, but frogs are an unclean animal. But I don't know what God want to show with the frogs. Maybe that frogs are loud or something like that. Quack 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 quack. Being very loud in the darkness. I don't know. To collect all the people for. But anyway, we'll see. For they are spirits of demons, doing signs which go out to the kings of the entire world. And again, we have to discern in regards to the kings of the earth compared to the kings coming from the east, right? If these actually are the kings of, because you have the kings, that are part of God's kingdom, right? And then you have kings of part of the world. Anyway, for the spirits of demons doing signs which go out to the kings of the entire world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Jehovah the Almighty. So what the beast are doing and the false prophet, the devil pretty much are doing is collecting them to this great battle, which probably is in regards of Armageddon. And here we go with, it seems like it's Jesus saying, "See, I am coming as a thief. Blessed is he who is staying awake and guarding his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame." So here we go with Jesus coming back with the saints, I think. And they gathered them together at the place in Hebrew, Har-Megiddo. So this is a place in Israel. So the whole world is going to, here we go. So the whole world is going to, all the nations are going to come at this place, apparently. And why does it say internet connection is needed? Anyway, so apparently I don't have more, but yeah, around there in Israel, interesting enough, it's the 666 It's the 66 place road or motorway 666. Oh, sorry, 66. Yeah, okay. So, but this is the place apparently that they will be collected to, and God will judge them at that valley. Let's see here. Can we go back? There we go. So, and they gathered them together to the place in Hebrew, the mountain Megiddo. Oh, wait. And the seventh messenger poured out his bowl into the air in a loud voice, the destruction of the armies at Megiddo, and thereby God will take his, he will set up his kingdom. And there came to be noises and thunders and lightnings, and there came to be a great earthquake, such a mighty and great earthquake as had not come to be since men were on the earth. And if you take that, comparing it to the other ending, it seems to be the same. And the great city became divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nation fell. And great Babel was remembered before God to give her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And great hail from the heaven fell upon men, every hailstone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God for the plague of the hail, because that plague was exceedingly great. I do wonder in regards of course, the armies will be destroyed, right? But when does, the whore should be, I just can't figure out in regards to the whore, when she will then be destroyed and how everything will go on. And one of the 7 messengers who had the 7 bowls came and spoke with me, saying to me, Come, I shall show you the judgment of the great whore sitting on many waters, with whom the sovereigns, the kings of the earth, committed whoring, and the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her whoring. But, the whore was destroyed at some point of... but he's going to show in regards of, drunk with the blood of the holy ones. But yeah, I just don't know when she is... what is that? Fallen for? And has become a dwelling place of demons, a haunt for every unclean spirit, and a haunt for every unclean and hated bird. Because all the nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of her whoring, and the sovereigns of the earth have committed whoring with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich through the power of her righteous living. And I heard another voice from the heavens saying, Come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins, and lest you receive of her plagues. But yeah, she will apparently, render to her as she is indeed did render, and repay her double according to her works, in the cup which she has mixed for her double. So... do not see mourning at all. So how this all will be, fixed together, interconnected is kind of I haven't sorted that out, because it does sounds like the ending of this, right? It's the ending of this. And one of the 7 messengers who had the 7 bowls came and spoke with me, saying to me. So this is pretty much the ending, right, of the story as far as I can see. And then it goes into another view of speaking about the whole, and talking about Babylon in regards of Rome. And in her was found the blood of prophets and set apart ones, and of all who were slain on the earth. Because true and righteous are his judgment, because he has judged the great whore who corrupted the earth with her whoring, and he has avenged on her the blood of his servants shed by her. So he has avenged on her the blood of his servants shed by her. Now, I don't know, in regards of, it's... So how it's all going to be connected, it's a good question. It's interesting, like a guy who is not a believer anymore, Bert Ehrman, what is it called? Bert Ehrman, Bart Ehrman, I think. Well, he also told me, of course it's Rome, It's like, hey, of course it's Rome, but he's not even a believer, but yeah. Oh, and I saw a messenger coming down from the heaven, having the key to the pit of the deep and a great chain in his hand. And he seized the dragon, the serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And he threw him into the pit of the deep and shut him up, and set a seal on him, so that he should lead the nation no more astray until the 1,000 years were ended. And after that he has to be released for a little while. So, who's leading the nations astray? Well, Satan. And they lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years. See, and I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given to them. And the lives of those who had been beheaded because of the witness they bore to Yeshua, and because of the word of God, and who did not worship the beast nor his image, and did not receive his mark upon their forehead or upon their hands. And they lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years. And the rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. And then, of course, after the 1,000 years, we have Gog and Magog. And he shall go out to lead the nations astray, which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together for battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea. So I guess there must be a lot of people at that point. I guess after the 1,000 years of Jesus reigning, there might be a lot of people on earth, I guess, peace, if there hasn't been war for 1,000 years, and everything has been smooth and all that, and there might be a lot of people on earth at that point. But apparently a lot of the people are not his. And they came up over the breadth of the earth, and surrounded the camp of the set-apart ones in the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of the heaven and consumed them. And the devil who led them astray was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet are. Or where the beast and the false prophet. I guess where the beast and the false prophet, let's just say, and they shall be tortured day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him who was sitting on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before the throne, and books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged from what was written in the books according to their works. So I would go again with the works. The works at the end. We have at the very end of the 1,000-year reign, you still have a book in regards of according to their works. According to their works. There's no works and all that. Are you kidding me? There's no works. We can't do anything that is good, gone. Anything, an act, deed, things done. The idea of working is emphasized in opposition to that which is less than work. To profess Jesus Christ, that he's the only way to God, I would consider a work. You're standing on a good thing, right? You're not leading, and then there's the bad work, right? Leading people into idolatry, right? Wouldn't that be a bad work, but anyway, according to their works, right? In the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and the death and hell, it's actually Hades. So that Sheol, the realm of the dead, underworld, delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works. So they judge every man according to their works. So if they're judged according to their works, then but there's no works, and death and death and the underworld were cast into the lake of fire again. And again, this is the thing. People have a way of mixing the lake of fire with the underworld, because of the King James Version translation have some problems on those accounts. I do wonder in regards to the Geneva, do I actually have the Geneva here? How does the Geneva, and death and hell, the Geneva sadly does the same, where it doesn't really, but yeah, and death and hell, but at least in the King James Version, you can actually see the thing behind it, and it's Hades. And if you look up in regard to the Hebrew, you can find out it's Sheol. Sheol is Hades, and Hades is the underworld, the realm of the dead and sleeping. Anyway, and death and the underworld were cast into the lake of fire. What happened? Oh no, I can't see anything. That's typical, right? It just takes into the lake of fire. This is the second death. At least it doesn't pop up with anything anymore in regards of, hey, that. And whosoever was not found in the, we have one way of getting around this, and that's having our name in the Lamb of God. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of the heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of the heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God. What do you call it? A tent, a tabernacle, okay. Of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. Things are passed away. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the full garment shall inherit all things, and I will be his. And idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Because I was reading another translation, right? Bowls or vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talk with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me Her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper, thereon which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he talked with me, and he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city and the gates thereof and the walls. Read the place where I talked about a new earth and a new heavens, it's like, but you're saying, well, it couldn't be on the earth. Well, it's not the same earth it's coming down at, right? So no one can come in regards of. Well, again, not a bad thing overall in regards of a bad connection. Anyway, I guess I'm done. Maybe it's already done. Well, I should still be running, but I don't see. Oh, it's. But well, maybe I can. Maybe just. I guess it takes a half an hour. Well, I don't know how much more I need to. Yeah, how much more is there actually over in my apartment? I don't know. Yeah. Oh. Ooh, I can't even get up. Oh. Oh my. There we go. Oh. Well, the good thing, I guess, is if you're fixing your, what is it called? All your stuff that is unclean and all that. Um, you have a pretty good view, at least. It's like, you can see a lot of people going out there. I guess you can see the metro. There's a lot of, at least there's some things happening. There's some birds out there. And, so I guess they, you can see a lot of activity. You can see the cars in the distance, The cars are not that close, compared to the metro, But yeah, some birds. A truck, a man walking in the field, which in the summer should pretty much, grow up in the. I guess if I guess I can live here for a year or something like that. Here we go with the metro, and you can hear it, and the bird going up. I can hear someone walking around, so that's sad. I don't know how much noise there will be in regards to sleeping, Huh. Now we have cobble walking by. So I guess you have the whole. You can just stand. You can stand here and do your dishes and have a pretty good view. I guess the view doesn't get any better. The only thing that they should have done is make the window bigger. It's very, it's pretty small. You can still stand here, of course, and see a good amount, but still, it should have been wider. It should be, it should have been able to make it wider as well. these, designers apparently are not so good at designing things. Oh, the sky is pretty blue as well, for the most part. So that's nice at the moment, in this direction at least. You can see some white in the, out there. Oh, can I actually see the? I think it's the sea I can actually see. I'm not entirely sure. I think it actually is the sea I can see. It's sad there is this hill in front of things, but then the hill goes down, and I think I actually can see. I do not know if this is actually the bridge. Do I actually have? I think I actually have the. I think I took that with me somewhere. Oh yeah, over here maybe. Let's see here. Do we have? Oh, it's a lot of stuff. It's a huge mess overall. I know, but I have to really. Anyway, oh, there we go. If I can get it at least. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff hanging over. Oh, it's just a mess. So, there we go. 2 hours. Well, let's see here. It's not the best binocular, but it's better than nothing. It's only one. It's broken, but yeah, it looks like the ocean actually. Yep. So I can actually see some of the ocean. It's not much, but it's a little. And of course the wind, at least it should be blowing in some pretty fresh wind. Being, okay close to the beach. The overall wind should be pretty or the air should be pretty pretty fresh. Anyway, I guess I can actually see a boat as well. It's interesting because from my apartment I should actually also be able to see those things, but I didn't really see much. I can see the top of the boat here. As I recalled, I could also see boats when I was looking out in the past, but from the third, but I haven't really seen much. Well, I must say there's a lot more happening here than, yeah, yeah. A little cut of. Yeah, well, sun is going down in 2 hours. It is, it has been warmer in regards to things. Oh, my legs. Oh, my legs are not good. Of course, there's a little room up here. And then my bedroom. My mattress. What's this? And this one has become. Okay, that's my mat. Seems to have, was washing it. It seems to be pretty much dry. So. See if I can put it here. I think it can actually be in the. Well, it can't be on this level at least. Maybe in the other direction. Yeah, it's not the most beautiful mat, but it has. Maybe I could actually. I I can it be put up here actually. I don't know if that would actually be. No, it doesn't seem to be. Well, I don't know. Probably not. Oh, let's just put it there. Anyway. Well, as long as it's going to lay there at some point, it will get some sun. And again, it's not the most beautiful mat, but it's, you know, whatever. As long as it works, so you can just clean your feet. I have one outside and one inside. I have one more at home, but yeah, don't know why. If it should be any other places, I don't see much of a reason to. Yeah, whatever. Oxidation, let's see here. Is the wagon still there? Yep. Always nice. No one taking my thing. Oh, so much. I'll be right back. I have no idea in regards of my clothing or anything like that either. You know, I have some clothing at home, which is still my home, and then I have some clothing somewhere over here as well. I guess you also need to go up and down every single time you need to pee or whatever. You know, and every time you need to get on the toilet, you apparently need to go up and down, up and down, and up. Or maybe, of course, you could just have your stuff upside down, you know, if there's enough room, although it's a very small room overall. Of course, you can always, oh yeah, that's true. I need some glue to that. Did I take the glue with me? I think I did. Somewhere. The question is, where did I put it, right? I think I put the, oh, wait, we have it. I think we have some glue here. Great. Some, let's see here. Glue, which one of them? I don't know. Quick drying, bounce quickly, dries, clear. Oh, that's just the clear one. Have the, well, the furniture is old, you know. That's just trying to get those things underneath off and some new ones while having my things. Anyway, let's get some glue on it. There we go. Oh, it's dripping. Oh yeah, there we go. And we'll go ahead and move. Uh-oh. It's moving away. Okay, now we get it. I think we got it. Yeah, it seems to be pretty good. I need needs those things over as well. I need to fix my mobile as well with Android 7 before I close down. And of course, there's a lot of things that needs to be done as well, which haven't been done. So many things to sort out. I really don't know, you know. So I'll be here for around a year or something like that. Hooray, at least. If there's nothing else that is going to be found. And yeah. I guess a lot of it I could have thrown out, you know. It's hard to figure out which things you want to throw out and what you want to keep, and so you end up with all these boxes. Oh, a lot of sorting out. Oh, this is for the kitchen, I think, and there's some things that needs to be washed as well. I could probably empty that and take it with me. Maybe. That's kind of a good amount of things already. There's not much space actually. Which is interesting that there is no more space than this, you know. That's a thing that there would be more space, but no. Alright, have someone coming up. I think it's my neighbor coming home or something like that. Whatever. So I guess my new neighbor, whatever. That's kind of okay. Well, we have some more, and we have the dogs barking, of course. You know, not a dog person. You know, that's the problem with dogs. You know, they're never quiet. They always have to bark. Here are some of those that isn't. Also have this paper. This is way too little table thing, you know. Oh no, this is actually broken. Oh great. So I actually took this thing over and now apparently it's just broken. Okay. Well, there's no point in having something that's broken, you know. So that needs to get out. Guess it broke while moving things over. Oh well. That's just how it is. So, tables, you know, whatever, and we can take this up, and I guess we have one box. We can set comb again, I don't know how much really is needed, but, oh yeah, that's electricity thing and all that. It's just a mess, absolutely mess. A mess of stuff. Anyway, something like that. Incredible how much crap I still have, you know. I would have thought it would have been less. Here we go with some stuff. CDs, whatever. Anything over here, guys. The sun will get into that much. The sun seems to go down before it actually reaches over there. Okay, we have some have a bag. We'll have some cigarettes. That's the fourth one. There should be one more. I have 3, there should be 4. Okay, that's the 4th. Yeah, okay. I guess one could fix it somewhere. I don't know. So. here or something like that. I don't know. Nah. I don't know. Must be somewhere I can fix it. Uh-oh. I can sit here, no, it's too big. Well, something of that. I guess it's okay to have them there for now. And we have this one, of course. I actually took that home because it was too cold, and well, I never got to use it anyway, sadly. So, you know how hot it's going to be here in regards to things. We have some stuff and some electricity stuff. Come on. What a mess. Nonsense. It would be nice to sell some of the things if possible. Okay, so we have 2 boxes at least we can take back, I guess. Two boxes, great. Any more boxes? Well, this is lots of electricity stuff. Probably don't need that much. But I'm not going. Oh, then we have all the tool boxes and all that. I really don't know what to really do. Well, of course, it should be easy to empty the thing with all the tools and have one more. Just don't know where really to put it, you know. Like a screw thing, you know, whatever. That doesn't. Maybe I can put it in here, whatever. Oh yeah, where's the thing that is? Oh, that should actually be, oh well, I'll sort it out at some point, I guess. Let's have it here. Bum bum bum. Last one here. I probably need some more of these. Let's see if let's take a couple of these. There we go. Anyway, I guess I need this thing out there. I could actually put that out there. That'll be great. Oh, Black & Decker information. Yeah. Well. So that's at least 3 boxes. And I think I have some boxes at home as well. I think 4 boxes or so, or something like that. So, do I need more? I really don't know. It's probably, yeah, probably is what it is, right? Okay, there we go. I don't need those. This one, if this is going to glue upon, then we just need those fixed on, and we can set that up as well. I think I have one. No, yeah, I have one of the drawers. I have this instrument where I pretty much had all my tools. I guess I can use that again. and nicely can draw it over because of the bottom is fixed with. The question is where to put it. Well, I think it would be very good having it here, but have it there. We go. Yeah, we're pretty good, I think. I can pretty much saw, although I can't remember where I actually had the things, of course. Oh, we had that one. Uh-oh, it's missing, I'm missing something that, well, it should be here somewhere in regards of, I think I took it over, right? Somewhere. Oh yes, at least there's one. Well, whatever case, it seems to be standing pretty good at that point. Let's see here. Oops. No, okay, it was actually, yeah, I thought actually there was more, but okay. But okay, but they're still standing on all of them, so they're great. And probably after some weight, they will smash them a little down. Anyway, we can still have that there and that there. Let's just put it up top of it for now and see. And there we go. Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. At least for now. Oh, and sadly, there's in regards of course, the cause of the electricity thing, and thereby it can't really stand close to the wall as it should. So, you know, you really would need to take some of it off, which is kind of impossible, at least in regards to where it stands. So, so that's not too good. Oh well. That's an old furniture, I guess. It has absolutely gotten some beating over time. Well, it's, you know, it still works. Pretty heavy as well. But yeah, it works. So at least that's a good place, I think, to put that. And all the tools and all that, whatever, although it's not gone away. So you can see the tools in view. Not, yeah, whatever. I don't think you can actually see them from the outside. I'm not sure, you know. Maybe someone would, you know, that would be something that maybe someone would love to steal or something like that. Who knows? But it's really, most of it is pretty, you know, old stuff, and so I don't really know what they would actually be able to get from it. I don't think they would be able to get that much from it. But anyway, we have 3 boxes. 3 boxes, pretty good, that are empty and ready to be filled up again. And then we're pretty much ready. Oh, well, we should have that much. There we go. For now, at least. And whatever the question is in regards to hanging your clothing. I'll be down here, I guess, and not too much here in the. Yeah, well, there's a problem in regards to this one. I don't know what one could do with that, but it's not totally as it. Typical. Bum 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 bum. And of course we didn't get in regards of. I still need the solar panels. I still have 2 more solar panels that need to get up. So I need to fix that at some point. Well, it's closing for the Sabbath. Going to play some flute, I think, on the Sabbath. Relax a little, and although, you know, I guess I do a lot of relaxing, whatever, and a lot of research, trying to figure things out. There we go, I go to the, yep. So we need some things on that at the bottom, and then we turn it around as well. Some whatever, you know, a lot of these, and that's the sad thing, I guess, in regards of these things you put on the bottom to not damage the floor and all that, which also make it easier to actually roll things around. I guess the sad thing is that, you know, the glue after some time gets weak, and thereby they get unusable. Like typical. Oh, that's the one that I glued. Hopefully it will. Apparently the glue is not set yet. Anyway, here we go with some bottom things here, and that's great. Better to use them than to not use them. Oops, my whacking is still there. Should maybe have locked it, but hey, you know. Oh, we still have some coffee there. Great coffee. Oh yeah, I still need this thing on the. Yeah, let's see. Thinking about, yeah, I did have this thing with me someplace, I think. That's not it. Should be over there. I think it's in here somewhere. Coffee out on the floor. Wow, what a mess it is over here. Oh well. Moving. Off. Just to move. There should be a thing to dry things up here. I think somewhere. Apparently not found anywhere. Oh, there we go. There it is. Let's just take the coffee off here. There we go. Oh, it's getting pretty hot in here. We have all the advertising. You know, you always, you know, you're looking for something you want, right? And usually it's just advertising. The devil just does his work. You know, if that's not one thing, it's another, right? Okay, let's put this. I think I should probably put the orange things in my key instead of the blue one. You know, it just makes it easier to see when you have it something orange. You know. Even if the blue thing does seem to go cuts the eye, kit's eye, cuts the eye. You know, I don't know. Well, not many days I'm over here and whatever, doing whatever. Should we see if we can turn this around without? Let's try. There we go, and give it some weight. Put some weight on it. There we go. Maybe a little more weight. There we go. And I guess that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't know, in regards to this drawing thing, it's pretty messy. Well, I have a dumpster thing just not long from where I live, so that's one way of fixing a lot of the things. Okay. Nearly 5 o'clock. Whatever. Yep. So I guess we'll just move on. Go home. Yeah, it's pretty big. Okay. Well, let's go. Oh yeah, it's probably down there. Fix it next time. Alright, let's stop this for now and